You think you can escape the rage bait? You think you think you can run? Ready? Let's start.
Video. A man named Nick is taking care of his sick grandmother when one night he sees this.
So last night my grandma, she has dementia, and
Now it's important to note that Nick's grandma has Alzheimer's, which often
Yeah,
causes her to
so,
stand
yeah.
around and see things that don't appear to be there. But as she stands there, something happens that Nick can't explain. While taking this video, this is captured. Take a look.
okay, what is it? Okay, the dog sees something. I think it's a dog. Wait, the Roomba? Hold on. What is it about the Roomba? Okay. Okay, what did the Roomba do?
Freaking me out.
She's crying out because look at blue lock. She's blue locked in. Okay, it's just a Roomba.
Apparently, something that was on top of the fridge had fallen over. It falls all of a sudden, which Nick says is made creepier by the fact that his grandmother's dog was growling. But this incident gets a whole lot strange when Nick shows what exactly fell from the fridge. Take a look.
Alright. So this is in response to last night.
Okay, what?
My grandma loves to collect little figurines. One of my grandma's little angels fell off the fridge last night.
Huh. Okay,
See how far back they are. Genuinely.
If the mini statue was sitting far back on the
okay, so me after 2 bottles of Jack Daniels. Okay, let's go from like the beginning. It's just so first of all, right? Also, by the way, Clone Wars. I didn't watch Clone Wars, but I know a lot of people love Clone Wars, so I'm just gonna say yes, goated Clone Wars. But okay, let's just start with this one, like this one first, the grandma with dementia. Now I don't really know what. I didn't watch Star Wars. I wasn't like a huge Star Wars guy, so I didn't watch Clone Wars. Okay. I just have a lightsaber because I just thought lightsabers are cool. That's my extent on my knowledge of Star Wars, but you know, as I was saying, so now okay, this whole grandma just standing there, I think it's just okay. Let's just try explain this. So, grandma standing there is just grandma being grandma, like especially dementia, right? So, like, okay, I never have any experience like dealing with like people who have dementia, but from stories I've heard, right, I think it's just one of those that like Alzheimer's, Like Alzheimer's is a terrible disease, man. Like you just wouldn't know people afflicted with it. Like you just wouldn't know what, like, you know, like you just wouldn't know what, like, what their behavior, like, you know, like what it does. So I'm not gonna like say much on it, other than I'm just gonna say this is just probably just, you know, just Alzheimer's being, you know, doing things to old people, and really sucks. It really sucks. And they have the Roomba, okay? I think it's just a Roomba. Okay, first, this Roomba thing, sounds like a skill I should. Damn. I think this Roomba is just doing Roomba things. Like, I have like a Roomba in my house. Like, sometimes I just doesn't know like what its like movement pattern is. I'm just gonna say this is just like Roombas like doing their own movement pattern. So, and they have like the angel, right? The angel dropping something from the fridge.
Apparently, something that was on top of the fridge had fallen from the fridge. Take a look.
Little angels fell off the fridge.
Last time, the mention doesn't give like motherfucker the force to knock down the statue.
Right.
Okay, so now, okay, I'm not, again, first of all, if it's like a first time coming here, I'm not saying this is fake. I'm just saying like how this, like, you know, such scenario could be fake, because again here, like, since the camera is all like, it's only focused on the Roomba here, right? Like, Obi-Wan Kenobi, I've got the high ground. Anakin. But again, just when he's like all focused on the Roomba here, right? It's just possible, like, you know, like, again, if this were to be faked, again, it's just something as just, you know, like a little tiny string that's, like, you know, and just again given like the camera quality here, right?
Exactly
it's just sort of like hard to see, like, you know, maybe the blurriness, like this like bad camera quality. I think that maybe that alone can just like mask the fact, like, you know, he just put a string and just pull like a little angel here,
Take a look.
like down.
Alright. So this is in response to last night. My grandma loves to collect little figurines.
So again, one way this could be fake, again, just very easily fake, just pull something off like the top of the fridge.
Angels fell off the fridge last night.
And they're pretty far back. Again, it's just another one of those things that's just easy to pull off.
If the mini statue was sitting far back on the fridge, then just how exactly did it tip over? Nick has no clue, but after watching this clip many times, he notices something pretty freaky.
Honestly, I'm a bit in disbelief. No, I'm pretty sure it's just a plug-in charger. I brought my girlfriend Claire here so she can help demonstrate.
Okay, what is it?
But can you try to step in front of that? And so it just does that. Move away. So that comment says that the Roomba doesn't do that unless someone's in front of it. My question is, like, it is kind of creepy with a smiley face and everything. Even when it gets to the edge, it does that.
Now looking back at Nick's video, one can see that the Roomba does the same back and forth motion as if someone were standing in front of it.
Okay, so... Okay, I didn't even notice that. Actually, I mean, this is a good thing, you know.
But the question is, just what exactly was in its way? To Nick, the Roomba might have been sensing something. Now this is where things start to get pretty...
Okay, the Roomba thing, right? I don't know how a Roomba works, but... Again, I just see like the way my own Roomba works, right? If it doesn't sense, like, you know... Like, at least from how my own Roomba works, right? If it didn't like sense anything, right? It'll actually just keep going forward. So this little thing here,
in front of it.
yeah, Boeing made that motherfucker. Come on, man. But yeah, this one, okay, this is a good question here. Now, at least from my own Roomba, it doesn't do this kind of thing. Like if there's no obstacle in like the front of like whatever is in front, you just keep going. So I can say like it's not like but I think even that it has to be like hitting something before it stops moving. But okay, I'm just gonna say my explanation to this is just okay. If you put them one by one, right? It's actually just a lot of like it's nothing when you put them one by one. But this thing okay, either it's like a really clean piece of mirror or okay, I'm just trying to explain that how
But
could
the question is, just
how something would like make this Roomba behave this way. Okay, so if I want to go by like the most Occam's razor of like way of explaining this, right? I'm just gonna say it's just a glitch. Like sometimes technology. The thing about technology is like they glitch all the time, and I think just given how many Roombas are made, like I'm not sure how many people have a Roomba, like this Roomba thing in America, but I'm just gonna say enough of them, but some of these may have like a little bit of like glitches. So on one hand, it's if I were to explain this on its own, okay, on its own, possibly just like a glitch. It's just a glitch. But now, if on the other end, if this were to be faked, how I think this thing, how I think, right? How I think you can do like sort of like get this sort of like motion here, right? I'm gonna say maybe again, I'm gonna go with like again, the one way you can just do it without like like without like VFX anything. It's just something you can just do at home by yourself using like the most like minimal of like tools. I think it's just again, I'm just gonna go. It's just a string. If this were to be fake, but
what exactly was in its way? To Nick, the Roomba might have been sensing something.
okay, let me just go back a little bit further. Okay, it goes here. Again, it stops here. Okay, it's sensing something. Okay, it doesn't go forward. Wait. Okay, I think the string theory is not really holding much water here because okay, it looks like it is inching forward a little bit, little by little. So let's say if it is like a string there, right, it wouldn't go past a certain point. So but this one does went past like a certain point. This does goes past like a certain point. Okay, Quackling, what the hell did you do? So again, if you want to go for like the simpler explanation, most likely is the one that I'm going for. I think is just like a glitch. Okay, that's like one thing that I'm
Now,
going
looking
for.
back at Roomba might have been sensing something.
A glitch in the
Now,
system.
this is
Like,
where
yeah,
things start to get pretty creepy.
that's
because
like
ever
the
since
one
then,
thing like
Nick has been feeling
do
immensely uneased by the kitchen
like my
space.
style of
Considering that his
reaction.
grandmother has no other TV in the house except here, he has no choice but to watch near the kitchen. But one night, while watching alone, this happens.
So, I was watching my show,
And after last night, I'm definitely not leaving these lights off. But I was watching my show, and there's nothing there.
There's no Roomba in sight to explain the dogs' behavior. Both dogs are staring at something, even though nothing is there. And it's the fact that they're looking at the kitchen that makes this even more unsettling. Now, it's worth noting that Nick's grandpa, who passed away last year, had once told Nick that he thought he'd seen his grandmother standing in the kitchen one night with the lights off. But apparently, he was wrong, because after looking closely, no one was there. It's for this reason, among others, that Nick is scared of the kitchen. But this wouldn't be the final reason.
Okay, dogs, right? My sister have a dog, and occasionally she'll bring the dog home, you know, back to where I'm from. Yeah, why is motherfucker watching Star Wars? Is he getting prepared for the Andor series? I don't know. He likes Star Wars, I guess. Yeah, I think the dog part I can't really explain it because I mean I'm not a dog owner, but my sister have a dog. Occasionally she'll bring it home, or like last week, you know, I went to like stay at a place for like a few days. And I'm just like I'm just being with her dog, like all day long, especially Wednesday, right? Sometimes my dog, the dog, what he does is, right, sometimes I just sleep in my room. I leave the door open, right? And he'll just look outdoor, like his head's up. He looks outdoor. Yeah, she didn't bark, and even if she did, I didn't go, oh, go outside like that puppy. So, I can't, okay, dog, right? Now, two dogs looking at the same direction, it could just means like nothing. And I think it's just also have to account for the fact that dogs, they don't see colors like we do. They don't see colors like we do. So it could be just they see something that is possibly because of, like, you know, like let's say they have like two like color receptor. Maybe they saw something that appears when like they put it in a way like their two color receptors works, but for us humans we have three color receptors. We didn't see it because like it just blends in. Like maybe just something like that. But as far as dogs goes, right, the dogs, I think it's just dogs being dogs, I guess. I can't really definitively like explain it. I mean, to be fair, I can't definitively you know, like explain everything else that happens, but I think this one, as far as this one goes, just dogs being dogs. Like, yeah, sometimes they'll just look at stuff and, you know, it's just like, you know, it's just creepy about it, but okay, I'm just gonna say that's just dogs being dogs.
Because on the same night he recorded this, the following happens. After putting away the dogs, he immediately films again after being startled by the ice maker, which was going off at this time. But as he records, this happens. Watch.
Whoa. Whoa.
Okay, what a Roomba did. Okay, just tips over. Am I Muslim? No, no, I'm not Muslim. I'm not.
Yo.
I mean, technically I am because I'm sort of like Chinese descent, which is sort of like. Okay, what did the Roomba do?
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, just following him. Okay, okay, I don't know what. I don't know what this is. What the? Okay, I just don't know this. Damn! Wow. Oh no, the Skynet egg.
Jesus!
Okay.
Somehow, after just following Nick around the living room, the Roomba flips over. Despite there being nothing in its path, it does a complete 180 as if someone or something had forced.
Okay. Okay, let's look at this, right? Hey Andreas, hey, welcome man, welcome back. I was expecting you. But yeah, so
Somehow, after just following Nick around the living room, the Roomba flips.
okay. See like how it flips. Okay. That's a clean flip, I must say. This is a very clean flip, but okay, at least I can. Okay, I can't explain this, but rumors. I'm not sure how this particular model is, but they had like multiple different kind of like Roombas, right? But from what I know, Roombas, they are very heavy, like so. Like at least the one that I have, right? The Roomba that I have, they are very heavy. So if you just make it flip like that, especially such a clean flip, right? Like, wow, how, like, yeah. I can't explain this. I don't know how to explain this because looks like plastic. I mean, it could be like what? Okay, if you really, really want to go all the way, like, you know, looks like plastic. There's a string. Okay, where is it? Where is it? Okay, I didn't see a string. There's a shadow of on the string. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, I can't see, you can see it. Where is it? Let's go frame by frame. There's a like funny thing. That's what goes. Ah, god damn it. Okay, what you see? You can see a shadow of a string, right? You mean on top there? On top? Okay, where? Okay, I'm just gonna go frame by frame until like you see it. On top. You see, okay, Andrew say he sees like a string, but I didn't see it. When the Roomba is about 90 degree, okay. Somewhere here. Middle of the flop. There. Is it here? It is the shadow of the string, like you mean this? I mean, even then, like, even if he did it with a string, the holy shit, though. See the straight shadow on the top. Top of the Roomba. Mid flop. I think it's somewhere around here, is it? That's camera shutter. No, okay. Wow, actually got like an argument started in the chat as well. Like, so. Okay, I'm not sure. Wait, can you program a Roomba to follow you? Because before this, there's actually like a section where the Roomba is just following like the camera guy. I can't really see the string. Hold on, let me just go full screen. Oh. Is it this? Is it this? Probably remote control. Like, is it this one? You're talking about this? I'm not sure. Is this a I'm not sure if it looks like a string to me, but or maybe is it because of like the stream? I'm not sure. But again, okay, let's go with like the string theory. It's oddly straight. Okay, let's say, right, let's say we're going for like the string theory, right? There's still a lot of energy because this thing is not like very lightweight. I'm not sure, maybe it's this particular model is like very lightweight, but at least the one that I have, they are very heavy. So to flip it like...
Flips over. Despite there being nothing in its path, it doesn't...
Oh wait, no. Okay, I think even here, right? Well, rather why getting into physics, that's my lane, but okay, but you see it here is actually a bit more like zoomed in. Like it's actually quite
path.
I think just the way it lives as well. Is it just me the zoom is kind of different? I'm not too sure. Still, that's a very clean flip for something this heavy as well.
It does a complete 180 as if someone or something had forcefully turned it over. Freaked out, Nick stops recording and immediately shares the video online after posting the previous one. And like before, many comments point out things that he didn't notice initially. For one, the Roomba was already acting strange earlier. Unlike before, the mini Hoover was moving in a straight path, which is uncommon for vacuums of this kind to do. And second, it didn't pause and turn around when it sensed the stair's edge.
Okay, that's also one thing I want to know is that... Okay, at least my Roomba is kind of stupid. It gets stuck, you know. Scary shit happen and uploads the video instead. But okay, at least what my Roomba is kind of stupid. It gets stuck on like the coffee table all the time because actually coffee table have like a leg that goes, like, you know, that connects like there's like a bar that connects each leg of my coffee table, right? So it just gets stuck there all the time. So it didn't sometimes. I mean, it could be that, you know, my Roomba is the one is from Temu. Who knows? But again, yeah, just the fact that
earlier we can see the Roomba doing just that.
Yeah, so it can detect a cliff here.
But here it doesn't. If what occurred before hadn't disturbed Nick, then surely this incident has. Not much else has happened since then, but for now, like most videos.
Okay, so let's go like one by one. Let's go one by one. Okay, here grandma having dementia. Okay, it didn't say much about, you know, like if the grandma is seeing things, but I'm just gonna just say like this is just Alzheimer's being terrible. So that's one. It's one down. And then the Roomba here, it actually like says something about like Roomba where it sort of like oh grandma trained a Roomba. Oh wait, before this, there's actually something else like falling off here. Again, I'm just saying like if this were to be fake, right? If this were to be fake, like yeah, here.
And the fact that his grandmother's dog was growling. But this incident gets a whole lot strange when Nick shows what exactly fell from the
Yeah, something fell from the fridge, but since it's actually off camera, like here, right? Again, if this were to be faked, he could be just like pulling like, it's actually like a little angel, like this angel figure here. But again, if it were to be fake, it just could be just like, you know, you just had a string and just pull something down. That's it. If it were to be fake, I'm just explaining these like one by one. As for the Roomba here, so there's actually this little like behavior from the Roomba here.
One can see that the Roomba does the same back and forth motion as if someone were standing in front of it. But the question is, just what exactly was in its way? To Nick, the Roomba might have been sensing something.
Meanwhile, me, Matt's fake Jake believer. I mean, I do believe in ghosts, but then I'm not gonna like just chalk up everything to just like, oh, a ghost, like, you know, that's a ghost. I'm not gonna chalk it up to everything that happens as like, you know, ghosts. But here I'm just gonna, again, at first I just sort of have like, you know, like maybe it's just being blocked by like an invisible string. Okay, maybe that, right? Because at first I thought, okay, but it moves forward like a certain point. So if it's like a really tense string, right? Maybe it's just like, you know, it wouldn't move past a point. But then again, now that I think about it, it could be that it could be just somehow like, you know, like the Roomba has enough torque to like, you know, to overcome like the tension of a string and just like move a little bit forward, but it's still visibly like, you know, like felt like, oh yeah, that's that. Like the string is still tense enough for like the Roomba to sense something it's blocking its way, but not like strong enough where like the torque of the Roomba can overcome like the tension of a string. So maybe that.
Now this is where things
again, if it were faked. Now here, like another thing. Okay, this one he just say like, you know, the dogs
Nothing
are
there.
yeah, the dog is just looking at nothing. But then again, right? Okay, actually, if you go like few seconds
they're
later,
looking
right?
at the kitchen, that makes
A
this
few
even
seconds
more
later.
unsettling. Now it's worth noting, no one was there. It's for this reason, among others, that Nick is scared of the kitchen, which was going off at this time. But as he records, this happens. Watch.
Okay, this is the Roomba coming out of the dark. I mean, so it could be just like the dogs were looking at the Roomba, you know, and he can't see the Roomba because it's dark inside. Again, it's because animals. Okay, one thing about animals, not just dogs, right? Animals, they have really good night vision. So I'm just gonna say it could be just that. Like the dog can just have like really good night vision and it's just looking at like the Roomba moving about. Could be just that. Or, you know, or maybe just like, you know, dogs being dogs, because it's also like little bit, hey, life lover 0451, number 15, Burger King food letters. The last thing you want in your Burger King is someone's food. I don't know. Yeah, it's just like a Twitch, something on my Twitch chat. So hey, life lover, welcome to the channel. Yeah, Roomba coming out of the darkness like BPG. So I don't know what is that, but okay. So as for the Roomba, okay, it could be just dogs looking at big dogs, because that's sort of like one of things that I noticed, like when I think even in my own home, right? Like my sister have a dog. Occasionally she'll like bring it home to where I'm like to like my parents' house, which I also live in. Like, and sometimes I'll just be like, like I'll just have to like watch the dog for a while, and it just sometimes it's just like the things like Amogus Cowboys this 2020. At least it ain't work. I mean, I've had it for a long time now, Life Lover. It's like I'm just lazy to update the model. I just keep using it for like what 5 years now, like this little PNG thing. Yeah, I'm in a haunted studio. Like if you hear me say this, like, "Hey there, demons, it's me, your boy." Okay, so like back to what I was saying, right? Like at least from my experience with my sister, so sometimes he just does that, right? He just perks up and just look at nothing. He does that sometimes. So the dog behavior, it's either because of the Roomba, or it's just dog behavior. Now, going back to this. Also, okay, so there's another explanation I was saying about like the Roomba just sort of like seemingly detecting something when there's like nothing in front of it. My other speculation is that it's technology, they could be just have like a weird glitch. Like like technology glitching. But this part where again it just falls over like the step, right? Yeah, it keeps going. Wait, hold on. It falls over here. Okay. Oh yeah, we saw it like coming down like from here, right? Going down. Okay. Okay, it's dark, and then it's here. It's already down here. Now I'm just based on the sound alone. Again, sound mixing can be just like a very tricky thing. So yeah, funny how 3 months ago everyone was filming UFO in USS Sky and we just forget about it. Huh. I think that maybe that missed my. I think maybe I just missed that one. So anyways, and the carpet from before has a bomb while the stair have no protection. Could be like technology. Now, this part where the rumor just following the guy here. Like he's just following the guy. Yeah, again, it turns, it's following him. I'm not sure like what caused this. I'm not like engineer again. Again, I would say this is just sort of like a weird glitch, but it just seems this behavior just seems very specific. Like, it's just a very specific behavior, so I'm not sure what's going on here. Like, it's too specific to be a glitch. So I just can't tell what's going on here. And then towards the end here, wait, hold on. Okay, it's just me. I thought that there might be a cut there. But the sound is very like, unbroken. Coming right out of Jake's Good Cave. Yeah, it was like 8 months ago. Oh, type year for New Jersey 2025, 8 months ago. Oh, okay. Yeah, this one I'm not sure how. Again, could be a string. Could be a string. It could be just like a cut somewhere, but just following the sound, it kind of seems unlikely because the sound is very continuous. Like, sound mixing is a very tricky thing to do. So, especially if you're just like some dude on TikTok, or like if you're just some dude on TikTok, right? That would be like way too much effort to like match the sound at a cut. But for this one, right? Actually, there's also another thing. From here on out, it's okay, perhaps when like, yeah, perhaps some point there's an edit here, from here when it drops to here. Yeah, here. Yeah, it could be some really expert editing from here, but the sound alone just kind of like say it's not. Just from the sound alone. So it could be that from this point onwards, like he just have like a string like at the back of the Roomba, but then again, if it were a string, right, it, at some point it should be visible, but okay, maybe here. Okay, at least it could be just a shadow from like a step. Yeah, Roomba were his. Yeah, see Andreas, so from here to here, right, it's almost an unbroken like shot here. So again, there could be a sneaky edit here when it goes into like the kitchen. It's dark, turn on the light. Yeah, could be a sneaky edit here. Again, could be, I can't tell. And from this point onwards, they just sort of have like the thing where it's just set up like, you know, ready with the Roomba. And from here they have a string maybe tied at the mouth here, and then flip. Jesus. Flip. Again, some things I can explain. This one in particular, I'm not too sure about it.
Or something had initially. It didn't pause and turn around when it sensed the stair's edge. Earlier, we can see the Roomba doing just that, but here, it doesn't.
Again, sometimes technology, it could be just like, you know, technology glitches, or he just purposely like just pull the thing towards the staircase. I mean, that's it. I'm not sure how much one of these costs in the US. Anyway.
If what occurred before hadn't disturbed Nick, then surely this incident has. Not much else has happened since then, but for now, like most videos, this one remains a mystery. Now the following video comes from a mother who's been sharing every moment of her daughter's life. Her entire account is devoted to her only child, a daughter that she thought she would never have after multiple failed pregnancies.
Louis.
To Gabby, the mother, Regina was a miracle. And so, from videos of her as a baby to footage of Regina's first day of school, Gabby has captured all the smallest moments in Regina's life. However, out of all the videos on this page, a select few have left many viewers baffled. It all started with the series of videos that Gabby took when Regina was a baby.
Okay, what is it? Okay, I think I saw that.
During this time, she would often crawl to one hallway inside her house and just stare at it. Now, this wouldn't be so strange if it weren't for the fact that she would continue to do this throughout the years. Just like when she was a baby, she still to this day stares at this hallway for no apparent reason.
I'm just gonna say just kids. Kids.
From playing a game of tag by herself to blowing kisses at the hallway, Regina behaves as though she's playing with one of her friends. It goes without saying, but she may have an imaginary friend. But to Gabby, this may not be the case, because as of recent, this was captured.
¿Qué pasó?
¿Qué es eso?
Ahora sí me asusté. ¿Qué pasó? Ay, Raichi. Mira, apunta para allá. ¿Qué, mi amor? Vámonos.
I think it's just
¿Qué, mi
kids
amor?
being kids.
¿Qué hay?
Like
¿Qué
child.
pasó?
Like just children being
Ven, amor.
children.
Ven, amorcito, vente. Venga, mi niña. It's okay.
Unlike before, Regina has been acting differently towards the hallway. Gabby's most recent videos involving the hallway show Regina being creeped out, and not a single video appears to show why that is. Or at least, not to Gabby's knowledge. It wasn't until recently that many people started to comment on a certain video that she randomly took one night. It was a short clip of her daughter doing her nightly routine. But according to viewers, if you look closely, you'll notice what it is that's been scaring Regina. This is what she caught.
Okay, what is it? So
Día número 19 intentando.
user, please do the copyright. Okay, I think it's just kids being kids, at least. Huh. Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, just camera quality alone, right?
What was meant to be just a fun little video turns into something terrifying. Inside a closet, a shadow-like figure quickly passes, and it happens right after Regina points at it. No one else was home, which would have otherwise explained it. After reading the comments, Gabby checks the closet space and finds nothing. If the space is clear, then what was this? Well,
Okay, that's a closet space, so it's not like a window or anything. So it's based on this shadow, right? Okay, actually there's also another thing. Or not your search bar.
although
Okay. Okay, there's also another thing, the timing of her hand. Like it moves and then there's a shadow come. Like, okay, it's also like timed very well with the hand there. Yeah, it's just like a timing with the hand. So okay, let's just solely on the shadow here alone, right?
although she doesn't know, viewers have an idea. This may be, as they believe, the thing that Regina has been so afraid of. She even points at it like she always
Okay, she points at it. Okay, just again, it's the timing of the hand and the shadow. Huh.
she always does with the hallway. Although not sure what to think, Gabby remains concerned. But then one night, in a different video,
Oh.
she records something that makes her extremely uneasy. While filming her daughter in the kitchen, this happens.
Cuando le encuentras un miedo a tu
Oh. Another copyrighted. Oh, Roomba.
Like previously, a passing shadow is seen. But this time, in the same space as Gabby and her daughter. This figure, whatever it might have been, passes from one side to the other.
Okay, so this is a reflection, because okay, if this is a window, right? This is a window here. Behind that, it could be just like okay, I mean it's the way it looks like, right? Okay, this is sort of like a glass door, and then behind there's like a solid door. So it just sort of created this reflection here.
Before seemingly disappearing. If no one else was home, as Gabby
Okay,
states, then who was this? It's hard to say, and it doesn't help that neither Gabby nor Regina had noticed it.
Okay, now in the beginning, right? It just says like, you know, the baby just look at something in the hallway. Like, I think it just could be just like a baby has like she's just a baby. Maybe it's just like she has like this weird fixation to like one spot because because I'm just gonna like just use some experience just based on like how my nephew is. So my nephew has like a sort of like this weird fixation with like the storeroom door. Like he'll just look at it, like he just likes to look at it, and okay, not like all the time. I think mostly when I just go in and out from like the storeroom door, like it's just like a small closet space, very tiny under the stairs. So what it does is that every time I'm going inside to just like maybe look for some stuff, like, you know, like some bags and whatnot, like he'll just like be fixated on like the door. Like he just fixated on it. And I mean, it's not, sometimes it's not just even that when I go in and out, it's just sometimes he's just fixated on the door. But when we open the door, just like show it to him, right? And he just start crying. And again, not being like overly like, you know, superstitious, like, oh, could be, you know, the baby sees something. Because my nephew, sometimes he just looks at things. Like sometimes he just looks at like, you know, the staircase. He just looks at, you know, the kitchen. Oh, that felt good. And the one thing that he usually had, like, you know, like a very like huge fixation on is like the storeroom door. And I think for me it's just like, maybe it's just my nephew being just weird, like baby behavior, just being like to be fixated on something, and then like he just gets scared because like it is dark inside the storeroom, like without lights, and it just makes him cry. So it could be just a weird fixation. And then there's like a shadow, like the shadow thing here. Like there's an odd sort of timing
What was
here.
this?
Like yeah, here there's an odd sort of timing here. Like the shadow appears the moment the hand waves. Like yeah, here. Like it's just sort of a weird sort of timing, which I don't know, camera glitch. I'm just going for like the most Occam's razor way of explaining it. Like at least like right now, the most Occam's razor way to explaining this is just maybe again just like the timing. I don't know, camera glitch maybe, like maybe just when the hand passes by, like it just sort of like yeah, again, you see the moment the hand passes by, dark, right? And then I think maybe it's just trying to like, you know, like when it passes by, like it is like a very dark closet. So I don't know how cameras work. I don't know. I can't be sure how cameras work. Yes, I have a DSLR like camera myself, but then again, I'm not I'm not a techie type of guy. Like, I can't explain. I don't know how everything works. I just call it like some sort of weird technological witchcraft. But it looks to me just the timing of like the hand waves thing. It just seems like, you know, maybe it's just a very weird sort of camera glitch, you know, something with like the shutter speed and something and the ISO. I don't know. This is a weird sort of like camera glitch. But then now we get to here, right?
Like previously, a passing shadow is seen, but this time in the same space as Gabby and her daughter.
I'm not sure about this one. Not too sure about this one. Like how this works.
This figure, whatever it might have been, passes from one side to the other before seemingly disappearing. If no one else was home, as Gabby states, then who was this? It's hard to say, and it doesn't help that neither Gabby nor Regina had noticed it. Given
This one, okay. But when you put all of this all together, right?
all that's happened, the question arises, just who or what was caught on camera? Gabby has yet to know, but she continues to be on the lookout for any strange recordings she accidentally captures. Until then, she has no explanation for this or her daughter's sudden fear of the hallway.
Oh yeah, but there's also another thing about like being fixated on the hallway for years. That's just that's I can't really expect. Could be just something of like the child's psychology. Could be just something about like the child's psychology, like with that. And yeah, it's just the last part. And then when it's just also like the thing when you add it all together, you just like, okay, then separately maybe something I can explain it separately, but adding all together it just becomes like, okay, what's this? So yeah, I don't have a good conclusion to this. Like when you add it all up individually, maybe yeah, I can sort of like think maybe this is what causes it, but everything from like behind, like towards the, especially like the one on the reflection, that one I'm not sure. I'm not too sure. Maybe it could be just like the mom captures her own reflection and she didn't even realize it. Could be that. Sometimes, because sometimes like again, I think this is sort of the point where things are getting like a bit weird and it's just sort of like getting into you. So sometimes you just look at things where like it could be just your own reflection, but then you're just like because of all the things that happens, that you just sort of like condition yourself to believe like, oh, maybe that's like something else. Maybe there's like something in the reflection of the window. Maybe there's that. I also have to like consider like the psychological like thing going on. But as far as like the reflection, I don't know what's that. I don't know what's that at all. So no conclusion of that one.
On July 10th of 2025, a security camera inside a house begins to record after sensing motion in the living room. This camera only records whenever movement is detected.
Why does everyone have these sort of like security camera? Like like my sisters will have this same exact thing to record like her dog.
The thing is though, no one is home.
Okay, it detects motion.
No one is around, or at least no person is. Although the man who
Also, yo, dude, the PS5, man, the PS5.
lives here wasn't home at this time, his dog was. And so, upon receiving this notification, he ignores it. But unbeknownst to him, this motion-activated recording would capture something deeply unsettling at that moment. Ever since then, his dog hasn't been the same. This is what was caught.
Okay, so what's this? Okay, so it's off camera. I'm gonna see the reflection here. Like the dog is here. So just the dog sees something. Okay, actually something here in the reflection, right? Okay, there's something here, something in the reflection. Like yeah, here. Like okay, see this? Okay, maybe the guy will actually mention it. Maybe the guy mentions it, or maybe not.
After what occurred in this footage, the owner has been making sure to never leave his dog alone. As he states, something had messed with this dog. Now it's worth noting that his dog is okay and is only slightly frazzled. In the footage, we can see him looking at something that doesn't appear to be there, as the owner believes something was agitating him. Whatever it was, according to him, had to be responsible for yanking off his dog's collar.
Oh, that's his collar.
Now, of course, it could be that his dog had simply shaken off his own neckband, but this wouldn't make sense according to him because the collar has no way of coming off
Okay, so
easily
it's
unless someone
his
removes
collar.
it. Given that this never happened before, the owner can't help but think that something paranormal occurred here. But as always, I'll let you be the judge on that. Just what exactly had taken place during this recording? Let me know your thoughts on this one.
Okay, that collar part. Yeah, I can explain that one. That one is completely bizarre, if you could say. But yeah, that part is just odd. Like, because I thought it could be just bugs, but just the way the collar just got forcibly taken off, and you don't see anything. Because I'm not going for a string theory, because if it's just like string, right? That's sort of like what? Like, dude, that's just like, at that point, like the owner is gonna be like, yo, there's something wrong with the owner. But let's not like jump to that sort of conclusion just yet.
Well, for yanking off.
Yeah, like here, right? It actually zooms in here, right? Yeah, here. You can almost see the motion. Yeah, again, like you see the way the motion, like the color flies off from here to here.
Yanking off his. Okay, I really have no way to explain it, because once again, one few things that I'm not gonna jump into conclusion is like it's CGI, it's VFX. I'm not gonna jump into that sort of conclusion, because if it's VFX, then if you have like enough skill, you have the patience, then like, dude, like, especially someone like if you just say like, if it's someone like a professional like Corridor Digital, yeah, of course they're gonna pull this off, because it's what they do. Like, and you give them enough time, if you give them a time and patience to just make sure everything is right, then yeah, it's gonna be like flawless. But this one is just like, I'm just gonna have to assume like this is just your normal everyday people, and doing VFX is just VFX, right? It's not some skill that you can just like, it's not like a filter. So I'm not gonna jump to that sort of conclusion just yet. Yanking off.
Like I'm not gonna jump to that conclusion like at all. So this part, like, holy shit, 2 in a row, inconclusive. Like, I just wouldn't know what sort of thing that could just like warrant this kind of like like this kind of like motion of like the collar just being ripped off like that.
Off his dog's collar. Now, this next video was submitted to me by Captain Scorpio, who says that he found this on Instagram, but strangely, the account from which the video originated is no longer there. Although its disappearance is pretty strange, the video itself is by far the strangest. In it, 2 women appear to be hiking on a secluded trail when they stumble across a metal hatch.
Watch there be nothing. Oh.
Although hesitant at first, they proceed to open up this hatch. After all, they know it's just a water cistern and not something else they should be cautious about. But perhaps they should have, because it's what happens next that turns this video into the stuff of nightmares. This is what they caught.
Okay, what
Is that glass?
It's plexiglass. I f***ing heard noises.
Dude, do it.
Ugh. Do you hear it echoing?
We have to do it now.
Okay, what the hell?
Holy Are you?
This is insane.
Oh.
There's a flashlight in my backpack.
Go get the flashlight.
Okay, I think that could be just like some weird lens flare.
Neither of them noticed it, but when looking down, a face can be seen. Despite being quite dark, someone or something appears. It's brief, but whatever had been there is caught on camera. Now the video cuts when one of them goes to get a flashlight. It's assumed that they didn't see anything afterwards, because in a follow-up video, they never mentioned the face that was captured.
I'm Mackenzie. I think I'm the sacrifice. An old, like, water cistern?
Okay, just
It seems
from
they had
the
made this
motion
video
alone.
just to revisit
From
the
the
hole,
motion alone.
implying they didn't.
Okay, I'm just gonna say pareidolia, and then again, just based on the way the camera
No further
moves.
info
Okay,
and no available account. It seems likely that we'll never know
okay, you see like this thing here and this thing here, and then the color values here, right?
what had been inside this hole.
Yeah, again, the motion of this, it's very like very like nice. The movement of this quote unquote face, it's just timed very well with like the way like the camera moves. So, and it's also just also like the value there. I mean yeah, it sticks out a little bit, but I'm gonna say, and then when they say like, oh, they take a flashlight and then see down there afterward there's nothing there, right? I'm just gonna say this is just like a weird sort of like a lens flare. That's my theory on that. It's just a really odd sort of like lens flare in like, you know, in a weird angle. Maybe it's just like the reflection of whatever is inside the hole, but it's just the plexiglass thing. That's just a little bit odd. Okay, I don't know why that is, but as far as, again, just
Neither of them noticed it, but when looking down, a face can be seen.
yeah,
Despite being quite dark, someone or something.
okay there.
Are you?
This is insane.
Oh.
Yeah, again,
Flashlight
just the
in my
movement here,
backpack.
it's just very like, it's very insane. So, okay, maybe they didn't mention because they didn't see anything wrong with it, but I think you just look at the way like the footage, the camera shift, and the way like the quote unquote face shift, right? It's very insane. So I'm gonna say that's just a weird lens flare, and it's just, I think it's just a nothing burger. Most likely a nothing burger.
On a Friday night inside a retail store, an employee known as Don Rivas takes out his phone to record the following security footage. According to him, the person in this video was stealing merchandise,
be just like
and he
a
needed to keep
doctored
an eye on
footage,
him
yeah.
in case he kept stealing. But this isn't why he's recording. He's filming this because apparently there's something in this footage that's... An employee known as Don Rivas takes out his phone to record the following security footage. According to him, the person in this video was stealing merchandise, and
Oh, it's a thief. It's a shoplifter.
he needed to keep an eye on him in case he kept stealing. But this isn't why he's recording. He's filming this because apparently there's something in this footage that's been freaking him out. Keep in mind that this incident took place in 2014, and it still scares him to this day. While carefully observing the thieving customer, he sees this.
Look right here. Right here. Look, watch. What is that?
What is that? And it's just gone, bro.
It is. It's there, and now it's not, bro. What is that?
Okay, I have to see the original. I have to see the original footage for it. This camera, like, you know, you're recording, like, I think again, this one is like what, probably a very low quality like security camera, just enough to, you know, get something, and then like you record it on a screen with your phone on top of it. So just a lot of details just gonna get lost somewhere in there.
Bruh. What is that? What is that?
It looks like a child.
And then it's just gone. Bruh. What is that?
Maybe it's just a
What's that?
weird reflection of the
What
flooring.
is that?
And again, it's also like, you see like the way, like the tearing, right? Like the way it
What's that?
tears, right?
Bruh. What is that? What is
I'm
that?
gonna say it's just
Now, there doesn't
camera.
appear to be anything on this floor to explain what showed up, so whatever this was should not have been there. Even if this was just some merchandise he had set down on the floor, it wouldn't explain how it came into view. His leg doesn't move at any point to reveal it. The only thing moving here is this. It remains unknown as to what appeared in this footage, but whatever this was continues to spook Don Rivas to this day.
I'm just gonna say this is just like a weird. I'm gonna say this is just a weird camera artifact thing. That's my theory. Weird camera artifact thing. So that's that.
If you caught something creepy on camera, or if there's any ghost videos you'd like me to check out,